Starting the stream, starting on YouTube, starting on Twitch, waiting for feedback. Greetings, ladies and lads, and welcome to another sick stream. Alright, for everybody who will watch the VOD later and probably wonder why it is so short today, I am actually a little bit sick. A little bit, because the worst is already over. Always nice to be sick on the weekend. But there is still a nasty cough that is still prevalent and will probably make itself known every now and then. And yeah, so that's why today will most likely not be for too long. And Panzer Kitchen is already here saying Guten Abend, fellow Ultra Smurf fans. Oh yeah. We are off to a great start. And especially because today we are not going to paint Ultramarines, but we are going to paint a Taurox in a very, at least, slightly adjacent color scheme. Let me quickly set up my mic. That should be enough. And there we are. So, give me that Taurox. Hell yeah. So, this is where we left off last time. A very nice Taurox in the Warden color scheme. So for everybody who doesn't know what that is, the Wardens are a faction from the video game FOXHOLE, a game that I've played the ever-living fuck out, and I basically had to stop myself playing it a bit because I took it very seriously. It is a great game, and so like I'd definitely give it a try if you have some time to spend. And this Taurox is painted in the color scheme of one of the two factions, the Wardens, and today's mission will be to make this one look like it could come out straight out of that game, which we'll do by applying a lot of rust, a lot of dirt, and some silver, silvery shiny bits. Thank God, my phone is actually here. I can have a look how that looks. I'll be right with you. So, I have gotten myself a few reference images. This, in particular, is the one that I'm leaning towards the most. And as you can see, we are dealing with a little bit of like chipped paint, where the metallic coat is visible, but also a lot of rust and dirt that's been collecting. Yeah. So, that's what we're going to want to do today. Panzer Kitchen is already here. How are you doing, man? You were there in the last stream, weren't you? When we discussed the, when we had a second go at the miniature of the decade, weren't you? Because if you were, and you were present during the sudden stop of that stream, that's because we had a little bit of a blackout in my flat. Specifically in the room that I'm sitting in right now. Our kitchen was not affected somehow. And, well, as the electricity ceased to flow, so did the connection of the stream. And it went rather quickly back on. We kinda guessed it was that. Yeah. So, so my girlfriend was already very tired, and I asked Theinrich how he was doing. And he was like, yeah, I have to get up early next morning as well. So that's basically the reason why we called it quits. Especially because we didn't know if you guys were still even online. So, yeah, that was that. Howdy, we're actually painting a vehicle again. Yes, the same vehicle from last time. My first time watching the stream, you were painting a Taurox also. Oh yeah? Oh yeah, nice. It's that specific Taurox. I haven't been painting any more than this guy. And I think the first thing we should do is the rust and the dirt effect. And if we look at our reference image right here, we can see that there's like a dark spot of rust, and then a lighter outside that where the rust is like starting to corrode the coat of paint. Or maybe that's dirt even, I don't know. However, as this dark spot is like smaller than the light spot underneath, we will start with the lighter color first. Mixing up some Mournfang Brown with, I think, some XV88. Or maybe even XV88 straight from the pot. Yeah, that'll work too. Yeah. How are you guys doing? Are you alright? Are you safe? You ask like Darth Vader would. Are you safe? Are you alright? So there we go. I have no plan what I'm going to do today, so this was supposed to be a lot more thought through than it actually will be. But you know, Rust in real life is also not thought through, so let's just do it. Okay, that's already too, like, bright. Yeah, just home from work, taking it easy now. Nice. Nicer dicer. That's already the wrong shade though. So hang on. Let me mix up some XV88 with some Mournfang Brown. We want like a light brown, but not too like yellowish. Yeah, maybe this will work. So, Panzerkiezen and Varsha already here. I'm actually surprised how well the talking is going right now. My girlfriend has just been off to university again. Like right this second, basically. And she told me like, don't you dare stream, you need to get well again first. And I'm like, no. My streak is so good currently. I've been posting every day, I don't want to lose that. So yeah. Yeah, that's the right color. Hey brother, what pattern is that tank? It says Ramen de Care fan? Hang on. Ramen de but yeah, what pattern? So this is a Taurox. I'm actually not familiar with the different like kits that you can give that thing, but it's like the classic Taurox version, so not the upgraded one, and the color pattern is that of the faction of the Wardens from the video game Foxhole, if that says something to you. If not, great game, highly recommend it. Definitely check it out. It's basically like a war RPG. Like a World War RPG, never-ending war. So the perfect thing for a Warhammer fan, actually. And it has like everything in it is player-made. So every weapon that you fire, every tank that you drive, every truck that you do logi with, which makes the whole thing a lot more dynamic and also, you know, gives you a very satisfying feeling of no matter what you do something to accomplish the broader war goal. I'm thinking like most of the rust will probably collect like in these crevices down here. Maybe I'll actually take this brush as the paint is still wet and take some of that rust off again. So, again, I'm taking it a little bit easy. Gin Cheesy Noodles is here. Hey! Hey guys! Of course, the time when I'm sick, a lot of people are joining in, which I really appreciate. I hope you guys are doing alright. So, let me take some of that color off. But even like this slight patina is already quite nice. So, let's see. Yeah. My week so far has been rather uneventful, except for the fact that I realized that we already have like the 21st, right? Yeah, the 21st. And you know, Halloween is just around the corner, and I haven't started my Halloween project so far. So yeah, I definitely need to get around to doing that as well. Need more paint. I was actually thinking of starting the Halloween project like right now this stream, but I thought that that wouldn't be that interesting, and also wasn't sure how like well I would be able to paint all those small details that I'm planning. So maybe next stream. I'm not sure if I actually calibrated the microphone that well, so that it'll like cut out all of the coughing noises that I do. I hope it does. Or if it doesn't, like that it's not too loud. But again, so where we want to focus on are like these crevices down here. Like everywhere where rust and dirt can build up in the first place. For example, between here as well. Even if the first coat is not that impressive, the second coat will hopefully help to differentiate everything a little bit more. Take it easy with speaking if your throat is hurting. Yeah, my girlfriend said the same, but you know, so far everything is rather alright. And I think it's more a relaxation thing, so if I'm feeling relaxed, then it's not too bad. But when I'm talking about a topic that I'm like maybe like get easily agitated by or something, maybe that'll make it worse. I don't know, that's just my personal hypothesis. So be nice. You always are. But again, I thought like, no. I managed to post something every day for the past week, and I've already prepared enough stuff for the days to come. I don't want to lose my streak because of a little bit of my throat aching a little bit. It's silly. But yeah, so June, if you're still here, how are your Tau coming along? Have you kept painting? Have you been keeping painting? How would you actually say that? So of course, dirt. It's also significant. It's kind of, you know, I have kind of a mixed feeling about going like over all these nicely shaded areas with this rust. But the more that I do, the more the actual like vision for this vehicle is actually coming together. So I guess it is kind of working. Dab a little bit off with my finger. Whereas we're going in with like a lighter, like a darker brown for the rust later. The dirt will get like a coat of Zandri dust or something. I started on a Space Marine squad instead. I'm still working on the first member of the squad at the moment. Oh yeah? Hell yeah. Is it your homebrew chapter? Or are you going with more of a more conventional color scheme? Yo. There's a guy on YouTube called Night Shift, and I love watching and listening to his videos. And he does a lot of like tank work well, rather metallic dioramas, and you know, with miniatures, and he has like this whole science going about rust and dirt, chipped paint and everything. So when he made like a small diorama, he was like, oh yeah, this chipped paint effect, this dirt effect, took me like 30 hours. And I was just like looking at it going, well, it looks like it came just out of real life, but no, I'm not gonna do that for my tanks. You know, his videos are also more for entertainment than educational purposes, not that mine are that much different. But I was like, alright. Neither lol, I want to try a lot of different colors and whatnot during my first few paints, so I'm making them the Sasuke Retrieval Squad from Naruto instead. Oh, really? Gonna use the pattern that they have, that chapter symbol, be the symbol of their clans. That's nice. That's a great idea. Nice to see different hobbies, different verses coming together. Maybe I actually should do more vehicles like this on stream. Like, this is a lot more chill than the singular infantry characters that I usually do. Especially because it's so much easier to hold the miniature in focus. By the way, for everybody who was there in the last stream, when we bought the first proper community project, after Slow 2x2's very generous donation of $30, it just arrived. It's actually here now. I do have it. I didn't unbox it yet, because I thought, you know what, I'll do that on stream, and of course preferably when Slow 2x2 is here himself. So yeah, that's something to get excited about. Okay, I already read that. And I need to mix up some more paint. I gotta say, now with the dirt, it does start to look a lot more like the vehicles that I'm used to from the game. So it's actually not the color, because I did see some other people doing that with like proper foxhole miniatures that they printed or got themselves from like other fan shops, I guess. And I was like, well, they don't quite look the same. That's sweet. Return of the Taurox? Yes! Return of the Taurox, indeed. Who would have thought? Glad to see you here, nobody. Oh, by the way, I actually do have now fully set up a proper PO box. So, oh, there we go. A proper PO box. I am finally ready to receive that big demon engine of yours. But before I make like the address public, which I will do in like a community post, I will do one like test. I will send like one empty package there, like from my parents or something, just to make sure that everything actually works and that the like these things don't end up in the void or something. So yeah. But after that test is completed, finally, I will be able to get your demon engine. Now, if I can do that, like till Christmas, I'm not sure. But it would actually fit into the larger theme, the literal larger theme of next year, where I'm gonna paint a lot more like bigger models. Omnisire Swings 6274 says, "Hey y'all, I got the last of my orc army unit to paint and I'm just staring at it. How do you get out of burnout?" Ooh, that's a good question. I'll be real. Because I've been doing, like, the first proper, like, hobby burnout that I've experienced was, I think, in year 2 of this channel. And that was because I literally did nothing else but, like, create and consume Warhammer. Like, I either did videos with miniature content, or I watched videos with, like, Warhammer lore. So it literally got to a point where I was like fed up, and around that time I also had a project that didn't work out as I thought it would, and it was very, like, insanely, like, it actually never worked out. So I did that project and it cost me, like, I think 20 hours worth of work crunched into 2 days, or like even more, I don't know, I'm not quite sure anymore, it's been quite a while. So I had like a literal, like, also from exhaustion, like a burnout at that time. And the way that I got into that, or rather over that, is that I started just doing something else. Like, I have so many miniatures and so much stuff planned for the channel. And at that time I also had like commissions and stuff. So everything I did, basically, I did for other people. Or rather, like, even the... Oh, Fatman's Kitchen says afternoon. Hey, man. So I either did something like for the channel because it fit like a certain theme, or I did something for people who paid me. And the miniature that got me over that is actually this little guy here. This single poxwalker. Because this guy I painted like completely off camera, just with a with a friend here who painted some other stuff, and it was so exciting to paint like something entirely different from what I'm used to. Especially in a style that I'm not used to. Because usually my miniatures are like a lot more, let's say, cartoony. And like geared toward a, like an outcome that you can, I say, rather easily replicate. Gross, I love it. Thank you. But this one, like, is a lot more intricate and elaborately done. Like, this guy I think cost me like 2 to 2.5 hours. Like, for this 3-point poxwalker that will die in a stray flurry of bullets, right? But I liked this guy. And that really helped me to get into it. So, if you're experiencing like hobby burnout, for example with your orcs, right? Especially after painting like an orc army, so a horde army, as an Astra Militarum player, I can relate. Just pick like one orc, doesn't even have to be of that squad, or like another orc that you haven't finished yet, and try something different. Not necessarily in the way that, for example, a different color scheme or something, but maybe a different approach to how you paint. Maybe leave yourself some more time, use different brushes and different techniques, you know? And because then you get from like this monotony, you get back into like a state of learning and like new experiences, which, you know, that I think of it, probably very much resembles the first experience we all had when painting miniatures. And that'll make you fall back in love with the hobby. Or like, maybe that's a little bit extreme, but like, that'll help you overcome your burnout, basically. And if it doesn't, then maybe you need to take a break. Because again, you know, horde armies, I get where you're coming from. For example, take like the squad leader or something, or like a miniature that, you know, a lot of orcs are quite quirky looking. Just take that one and have a little bit more fun with it, yeah? And if you want to show the results, for example, of the orcs that you have already painted, My email and my Instagram account is in the description, so if you want, please feel free. Send a picture, and I will look at it on stream. So, that being said, what projects are the rest of y'all working on? On stream? Oh yeah, sure. I always try to look at the photos on stream. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes when like a lot of pictures are coming in, or like I have the feeling that we're like running out of time or something, then I might not get to it. But yeah, if you send in a picture of like of your miniatures or what you're currently working on, like via the email or my Instagram account, I do try to have a look at it on stream. Yeah. And then I roast the fuck out of you. No, sorry. You forgot? That's fine. I try to have, you know, I think it's always nice, like, you know, that's like the entire psychology behind, not psychology, like, for example, YouTube, that was really funny. After, like, Legionary Decanus, working on a Chaos Knight, hell yeah. That's dope. I already gotta come to my own knight soon as well. But yeah, after Legionary Decanus donated like his 6 shekels before the last stream, YouTube was like, wow, like your earnings have skyrocketed, man. It's like up 12,000% or something like that. Here's how you can even like entice your viewers to giving you more money. And I'm just like, okay. And then I was just interested, okay, what like dark psychology are you going to teach me now, YouTube? And it was like, oh yeah, tell viewers that if they donate, they get like some sort of immediate reaction from you, like a thanks, or like you do something. And I'm just like, I don't want, like, not necessarily do that for money. If you guys want to send something in that I have a look at, you don't need a super chat for that. You can just send it in. But make sure to tell me, because sometimes I don't get the notification, especially not on Instagram. So if you send me something via Instagram, especially when I'm like not streaming, don't, like it might take a while for me to get it. I'm still new to Warhammer, says Leo the Third. Got in because of Space Marine 2 game? Hell yeah! Now started raiding Horus Rising. Oh, that is so cool, dude. What? Holy shit. Fuck yeah, welcome to the community, welcome to the Forever War. Is there anything you'd like a recommendation for, like another video game, or like, or rather, how is it so far? What are you thinking? That's dope. Sent you my current project? Alrighty. I will have a look at it as soon as like this first coat of rust is done. Which won't take that long. Again, with this we can be a little bit, you know, a little bit more rough. I never weather my miniatures, like at all, usually. Because I'm always like skeptical about it, but every time I do, it's not only great, like, a lot of fun, it's also like a great result as well. But hell yeah, getting into the hobby after Space Marine 2, that's great. I always advise on Fallout 1 and 2 games, True Gems. Yeah, but it's like a Warhammer-oriented game, right? So if you're looking for another Warhammer FPS, I think, what's it called? The game with the Deathwing. It's literally called Deathwing, I think. Like, that's a great game. Playing a Dark Angel Terminator, especially when you have a bunch of friends. Like, get them to hop on the game as well. And then do that together. That's great fun. Or if you're more into like RPG and stuff, or want to try that, Rogue Trader, I've heard, is also supposed to be very good. I've got that game, but I haven't played it yet because I'm still debating if I should play that like on stream. Maybe not on this channel, but like the gaming channel that I have with Heinrich. But again, maybe if I have more time. Maybe I try Tabletop Simulator and mods to learn about the tabletop game. Haha. Oh hell yeah. Tabletop Simulator is probably the most cost-effective way of starting. If you want to have a crack at like painting and like building these miniatures and have like a crack at like the proper game, my recommendation would either be, if you're more into 40k, either Necromunda, though I don't know exactly how that game works, and it's a little bit more on the far off side. And other than that, I think I would recommend Kill Team. Like, hop on eBay, look for a cheap Kill Team that's on there. Usually it is like there are some pretty good offers there, and you only need 10 models. The rules are all online, and the matches also don't take that long. Like a proper like tabletop game can take a couple of hours, but Kill Team is usually done in like 3 hours or something, like roundabout. So yeah. Wow. This happened completely accidentally, but it looks great. I learned so much about the Rogue Traders on, well, Rogue Traders, yeah. Like 80% of like my knowledge about Rogue Trader for the longest time have just been memes and stuff. But yeah, like the proper inner workings. I learned much about Rogue Traders in the novelization of Blackstone Fortress. That one was a joy to read. Although a little bit out there as well. I think it had a cool ending, but it was quite convoluted. You really need more paint? No. Alright. There are a lot of spaces where we still need to apply some rust and dirt. By the way, oh, Fat Man's Kitchen, hang on. Oh no, Silver Scratch built the Nurgle's Arrest this night. But what kind of knight are you working on? Like what? Like Chaos specifically? What Chaos faction? Or is it more like Chaos Undivided? Now, the underside is very pristine, and of all things, the underside would usually be the most dirty. But, I think apart from the wheels, I don't want to get into that too much. Tzinchian? A Tzinchian Chaos Knight. Interesting. Is it another one of your, wild kid bashes, or is it a little bit more conventional? Although with Tzinch, the Great Deceiver, probably not, right? As a jump pack? Oh yeah, hang on, you did send some, yeah, you did send some pictures. I saw that after the stream, hang on, I'll pull them up as soon as I'm done with the rust. Then I'll have a look at, yours and what, nobody sent in. What is your favorite faction, brother? I obviously only know about the Space Marines at the moment, but I'm here to learn more. My favorite faction? I think the Astra Militarum is quite cool. Simply because it's basically just, you know, a regular army in space. Which is always very enticing, you know, it's the most relatable. Space Marines are certainly cool. From the 40k verse. What's a faction? Favorite faction? Well, I think it's like the more you learn, the more every single faction... You're in the guard now, son? Yeah. Like, the more you learn about the factions, at least for me it's been like that, the more you learn to appreciate every single one of them. But there's also, like, some lower tiddlywinks that... and tidbits that make it a little bit less interesting than yet again, you know? Like, because the lore is so old, sometimes you're bound to stumble about some, like, plot holes that at least I personally sometimes can't overlook. And that's when they, like, sometimes come down a little bit on the power ranking. You know what? The faction that I actually find most interesting is one of the factions that I, for the longest time, didn't find interesting at all. And that's the Necrons. The Necrons are like the factions that I always thought of, like, okay, cheap, you know, Terminator knockoff, you know, basically Tomb Kings from Warhammer Fantasy, but in space, something like that. And I was like, okay, it's just robots, you know, who cares? The animated robots. And then I read the novel, I don't know how it's called in English. In German, it's called basically The Nightmare King. And I only know the part 2 of English is just called Ruin, I think. Oh, I think it's The Twice Dead King in English. And that novel gave like an insight into the Necron behavior and their reality of life that made them so goddamn interesting, so cool. Because, you know, they used to be made, you know, just, you know, normal biological beings. But, Egyptian robots because of the tomb? No, you know, you laugh, but that's pretty much how they started out, right? But then they got like some major lore rewrites and revisits, retcons and stuff. And, you know, now that they are actually like reawakening and stuff, it's because the Warhammer lore is very dynamic, which doesn't mean that, like, sometimes old stuff just gets retconned, and especially nowadays, you know, Games Workshop is taking it a little bit far in some regards, you know. But the Necrons, you know, the way that they were portrayed, and the way that the Necrons that still had a mind and like somewhat of a soul of their own, coped with their abominable existence, basically, was so compellingly written, so interesting, that I think they're definitely up there. And it's not like they're just like all one hive mind faction either. They do have clan rivalries. They do have more than just petty squabbles. Some of their kind are literally like cursed with some like glitches in their code. For example, the Destructor code or the Nightmare curse, you know? When the Necrons try to... basically, they go insane and they try to eat stuff, quote-unquote, but they can't. Which makes them go insane. They clad themselves in the flesh of their enemies and stuff. And they're, like, not much different to, like, a feral animal anymore. So interesting. And the way that this all comes to be, so cool. I don't own a single Necron model, but I think from a lore kind of perspective, they're very cool. Omniscience Thing says, I like the Tau and the lore, but I don't know if I would like building an army or playing them on the table. I think the Tau are also like... the Tau are very much dependent on the way that you paint them. I think they have one of the best, like, stock paint jobs. but I've seen definitely like some versions where people painted them like the Max and Pacific Rim or like Gundam and then Grimdark and stuff. So I think there's a lot of stuff that you can do to make them fit the vibe of 40k a bit more and make them really interesting looking. Nobody says where the Necrons started out as Chaos robots. Yeah, but that's very old lore, right? Though, the thing with the Necrons, though, if you think about it, is like the same as with any like undead empire, quote-unquote. The question for their endgame, right? Like, what are they trying to do with their existence? They can't go any further, they can't evolve. If they win and rule the galaxy unimpeded, then what? It's like game over for them, right? So yeah, that's one of their major like plot holes or weird contrivances. Oh, Matt from Pressbook is here. Hey, man. Leo says, The Infinite and the Divine. I heard it's a book about the named characters of the Necrons. Yes, The Infinite and the Divine is supposed to be like a very wacky, zany Necron adventure, but also with like some, you know, heavier points as well. What's with the music? Hang on. But yeah, I would, like, if you want to have, like, a Necron book, especially as a starter, I think the Twice Dead King goes really hard. I knocked that book when it came out, but as they say, don't knock it till you've tried it. Insanely good book. Highly recommend. Orcs is the best. At least that's what I hear. The Orcs are very cool as well. And, you know, they too have, like, they are suffering, quote unquote, a little bit from the same stuff that like the Krieg suffer from. That, you know, the memes are taking over in a way. You know, they're not really that jolly and, you know, stupid and funny as they're portrayed. They are a warring race of filthy Xenos, right? They are quite crazy, and their lore goes quite dark if it needs to. So yeah. I'll be back with their core rule. You'll be back? Oh yeah, Necron were made of the Terminator movies. Yes. I'll be back, definitely. And that's the thing, you know, they started out quite lame, but I think they are in a very good spot right now. Matt says, nice rust I see there. You need some dwarves to take care of that before it turns to rust. Our players are the type of players that just want to have fun, they don't care much about winning. Yeah, usually, yeah, you'd think. I've heard, I don't know who was it. I think it was actually one of my friends like JD told me about that. That he actually once met a salty orc player. And I was like, that sounds like an oxymoron. Like, that doesn't happen. Their rules don't even allow it. With how much RNG is going on, right? But no, apparently he was like a very meta gamer, salty guy, rule lawyer, which was like sacrilegious to hear of. Oh yeah, thanks that you like the rust. It's literally no effort at all. And of course, we need some more coats of that. RNG is even more prevalent in old school 40k. Yeah, which honestly made the game better, not gonna lie. RNG is like half the fun. Yeah. He sounds like an Ultramarine player. Funny enough, JD was the Ultramarine player, so yeah. Maybe he just got salty because he had to play against Ultramarines, that's actually a good point. Sounds like it was a Chaos player type, yeah. Although Khorne players are actually quite a lot of fun usually too. I remember this one characterization of a Khorne player that I've heard is like, Khorne players don't play around with like secondary objectives and command points and stuff. Like the secondary objective is on the table, it's the enemy, you go to them and beat them up. Salty Arc player, Oxymoron indeed, yeah. Couldn't believe my ears. Alright, so the rest is everywhere where I would usually put it. Let me quickly draft up the reference pic. So it kind of looks like we're doing well. There's of course here where it is like on a flat panel. But apart from that, I think this is like the only flat panel that I see. What do you mean secondary objective? Yeah. Kill team can be a good way to dabble in a few different armies. Oh yeah, definitely. I have recently played like the Vespid kill team, yet another thing that I completely discounted for 40k. But they were so much fun. It was like controlling a horde of wild animals. So how the Vespid basically work are, they're like, you know, insects, so they have like instincts. So if you don't have like the power to control them and tell them what to do, which you have to generate each round basically you roll a few dice, then you get like control points, I'll call them, bound points. And if you don't have enough, then the warriors in your group will just do what they want. It's not completely random, so there is like one thing that they will try and do, which is just, you know, charge forward and attack. And, you know, this has their own advantages as well. But that was like really fun. Jeebus sounds like huge fun. Yeah. I'm making it maybe sound a little bit more fun than it actually was. I think I was just so excited to have something new. But yeah, I thought the Vespid team was like great. Is the Ultramarine the easiest minis to paint with? Genuinely asking for a newcomer? The easiest to paint with? I think, in a way, yeah. Like Space Marines in general, yeah. But, oh, you meant Matt's pose? Oh, okay. What's the easiest? I think the very easiest miniature to paint are probably the Tyranids. Because you get them in like huge quantities, so you like really see the difference between Tyranid number 1 and Tyranid number 40. And I've made like a video recently, well recently, a month ago, where I painted like a Tyranid in like 11 to 15 minutes. With like very beginner friendly techniques. So I think, you know, because you also can't do much wrong with them. But at the same time, you know, the Space Marines aren't that difficult, and they're like dozens and dozens of different painting videos that show you how to maybe go about painting a Space Marine. So you will definitely get the most help and inspiration when you paint a Space Marine. And you can get a Space Marine for free. So if you go into a Games Workshop and say, hey, I'm new to the hobby, I want to dabble in it a little bit, usually what they're going to do is like give you a free Space Marine. And then you can like use the paints in the store, and the clerk will like get you going with like the first steps of painting your miniatures. So, you know, that's usually the way that most people start the hobby with, like the free Space Marine in the Games Workshop. I would bring at least 3 units of boys and they go directly into the enemy. Alright. That is an orc truck. No, the orc truck that I have, I made the big stage for the Goth Rocker a few years ago. 6,000 points of dwarves against 10,000 points of orcs and goblins. I was defending walls of a city. Had a blast, I lost the battle. Damn, they stole my book. But it was a blast, I loved it. Nice, that does sound cool indeed. Each army has their own specific concerning painting. Yeah, I find it difficult to make the blue of the Ultras look good. Yeah. I mean, if you want to go in hard and commit, for example, to like Space Marines or something, just like maybe if you want, have a look at the Horus Heresy, like Age of Darkness, if you can get that like cheaply on eBay, for example. Cheaply, of course, because it includes like 50 Space Marines, 10 Terminators, 2 character models, a tank, and a dreadnought, so the whole package, right? Comparatively speaking, rather cheaply. And you know, when you're done with that box, what I would actually recommend is just, you know, pick a faction that you like or a miniature that you like. Look for it on eBay if you like. There's a miniature that's like built and not painted that yet, for example. Get it for cheap, and just practice with that. A lot of people actually, I think, start the hobby the wrong way, in the sense that they commit to too much. I always see that on eBay, like people painting like 3 miniatures, recognizing, this isn't for me, and then having to sell all of their army again. Because it's so daunting, right? Spending maybe 5 hours on your first miniature because you want everything to be perfect, maybe. And then looking over the table and seeing 49 more Space Marines. That can be quite exhausting and overwhelming, so definitely start small. Definitely start small. Or get a friend to share a box with. Damn it was, I have lost my king in the first round. You get a perfect dodge by Doom Diver. Fucking hell yeah. I made an Orc TS? Orc TST not long ago. Damn. 11th coming soon. What's that supposed to mean? I painted Space Marines as Minotaurs. It's quite easy as the Dark Bronze, yeah. I don't think Warhammer Shop is available in my country. Right. We only have a community that also sell Paint and Play Minis Black Library book. I'll try to visit the community soon. Oh yeah, try that. But again, you know, start small. Get like a single miniature that you like, and then just have fun painting that. So, what do we need to do next? I think we need to take some dark brown. Something like Dryad Bark or something. But yeah, okay, that's of course a hurdle. I mean, do you have like possibility to get like stuff from eBay? Of course, then it's the question, you know, eBay is of course very regional as well, yeah. I see the conundrum. Okay. Now what I want to do is take the very dark brown and just dab it on here and there. That's a very watery dark brown. Wow. Fat Man, what? What? Fat Man's Kitchen, what are you saying with like 11th coming soon? I'm actually impressed by myself how well I'm holding up. I thought I'd be coughing a lot more. I guess I can be quite glad that I decided to stream. And by the way, Leo, if you know, want some real time, maybe like help or advice, or like recommendations, I don't know, you know, if you have questions, I stream every Tuesday. If I don't, I try to announce it beforehand. But like I stream every Tuesday from 17:30 to 5:30 p.m. CET, Central European Time. So So what watered down brown are you using for rust? The light brown is a mixture between XV88 and Mornfang brown. And the dark brown is Dryad bark, though that wasn't dark enough for my taste. So I used some regular acrylic black paint to darken it down even further. I don't think eBay is available in my country either. Right. Our local marketplace has many pre-orders and ready-to-order Warhammer minis and paints. Also, we have a big Joy Toy figure sellers. Oh. Next year's 11th edition. Oh, yeah. It's almost been 30 years. Editions come around every 3 years. Yeah, you're actually right about that. Intrigued to see how they will handle the 11th edition. I think it's going to be the first edition in a while that actually introduces, you know, new stuff in the sense that it will hopefully make the game a little bit more complex again, you know? A little bit more intriguing. Okay, brother, I'll ask if I have any advice. Much appreciated. Oh yeah, sure. I always try to, especially with newcomers to the hobby, I try to help out as much as I can. Help out is maybe too much said, but you know. If they go back to old school 40k, I might get back into it. Yep, that's what I think a lot of people are saying. And also, you know, they have taken so much stuff from the game in 10th edition. They've made it so easy and simple and dumbed down. Not like even trying to be mean, but like that's literally what it is. That I don't think there's even more they could subtract from the game at this point, even if they tried. Oh, sorry. Oops. Give incentive. But I'm fine playing with my old group. Right. Look at Horus Heresy 3rd edition. Yeah. But like, that was just mean. That was just so dumb. Hey man, here are all the weapons you can use. 2 editions later. Oh yeah, all these weapons are now legends. Like, you can't really use them anymore. Why? Such a dick move for no reason. And they never corrected it either, so, you know, I don't think it's been a mistake or something. You ask, okay. It was unnecessary in the first place. Nobody had problems with points and options. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I guess that's what happens when you don't pay your rule writers enough. So actually, I'm not sure if that's even true anymore. I think Games Workshop has actually bettered itself in that regard. But who knows? Who knows for sure? Man, watching you paint is making me want to paint now. Oh yeah? Nice. But a nice vehicle is always like good to get back started. I need to build the small tank first. Oak. Yeah. I have so many. Like I have 3 more of these, which I'm, you know, trying to save up for a different video. And I also have like 2 Lehman Russes. Technically 2.5 Lehman Russes that need painting. Any vehicle is an ore truck. Oh yeah. I guess you could say that, yeah. Alright. Oh yeah. Before we move on to like the chipped paint or something, let me first take some Xandri dust. Water it down by a lot. And then dab the lower tracks with it. Have you ever painted turnips, brother? Yes! just recently, if you look on my YouTube channel, I have put out a video like, I think 1.5 months ago, where I made like a turnip painting recipe for like 15 minutes. So if you want to paint your turnips in 15 minutes, that's the way to go, I guess. Like a woodland color scheme. Specifically for my friend Heinrich. Though, oh no, that video actually did help him, kinda. The thing is, I made that video, so he tasked me with finding like a recipe that's like very quick and easy to do. So I did just that. And then that prick decided to do anything but the steps that I created. He painted them differently. That son of a gun. Can you imagine the audacity? But so far, unfortunately, I haven't painted any cool turnips. I've only painted like normal gaunts. I'd like to paint like a Norn emissary or something. Or like psychophage? Yeah. I guess the closest to turnips that I will paint in the future, in like the near future, are the Vespid. It is, right now, the Xandri dust is quite jarring and bright and everything, but I'm rather sure that it'll dry a lot duller than this. I have a box of small walkers from Imperial Knighthood, but I don't desire to build them. I'm thinking about using them as bits for some giant mech thingy for the dwarves. And I found the classic Venerable Dreadnought in metal. Holy shit. Oh shit, the music is actually done for real. Hang on. Oh. I'll get to that in a second. Classic Venerable Dreadnought. That's a great find. That's like one of my friends who has the original steam tank in metal. What are these cool turnips? Well, it's like, you know, the bigger miniatures. For example, the Norn emissary. Or the I think psychophage it's called. Maybe that's not the one that I'm thinking of. It looks a little bit like a jellyfish. Dude, original metal dread. Jesus, I've been trying to get that as well. Ooh. Maybe it'd be a good idea if at your painting streams viewers send in what they are painting and you review it for a few minutes. I know, just the idea that occurred to me. How long have you not been here anymore? I try to do that every stream. Oh yeah, hang on, by the way, that reminds me, now that I'm done with the rust, I maybe should get to that. Good point. But yeah, that's already something I try to do. Bio-Titan? Hell yeah, the man is already dreams of grandeur. Yeah, of course, Bio-Titans as well. So that's a bit, you know, that's a bit out there. Hang on. Just make it dirty and dusty. Actually not drawing as dull as I hoped. You know, but we'll get to that later. Just a light coat to blend everything a little bit. A little bit nicer together. Yes, Metal One, I have it in the original box. I collect old metal stuff, mostly old world and Warhammer fantasy battles. Yeah. Alright. As the paints are now drying for a hot second, let me quickly pull up the videos, the pictures that you guys sent me. Nobody. Did you send them via Instagram or via mail? Oh shit. Completely covered myself in paint. Hang on. Insta. Right, okay. Oh, I have very good latency if you answered that quickly. Good to know. Come on. At least I hope. Oh well. Last time I checked there was only one Brink of Art on Insta. But yeah, I'll... I will start with... where is he? With the Knight. Hang on. Can I download this? Yeah, I can't. Look at this! And that's the Chaos Knight of Fat Man's Kitchen. A knight with a jump pack. And again, it's so massive, dude. Why so tall? Why does it go so far up? Holy shit. The jetpack is very cool though. This could have been also like some great great cannons, but as a jump pack, of course. Very nice as well. It's like the Helldiver Jet Brigade. Yeah, come on. And from the front. Yeah. Isn't that its back? Oh yeah, it is. I'm just saying that these bits could have made for some like nice cannons. But again, brother, why so tall? And what are these sticks supposed to be in the end? Jeepers creepers. But yeah, yet another great diorama. Like diorama, but like kit bash. Oh. You guys are always getting so much done. Sticks are going to be larger flags. Ooh, that's nice. Oh yeah, similar to your Abaddon build, isn't it? Right. And then of course Instagram. For that I do need my tablet. Because Instagram doesn't want to run on my phone anymore. Hey. So, let's see. Done? Well, you guys are, you know. Okay. Hang on, I've not seen... Yeah, you sure you sent them? What's your... What's your account again? Your account name? Not nobody, is it? Because I don't see you... Oh no, there you are. No, still nobody, hang on. That's Minis to Paint, that's another night. Is that from today? That's right now. Who's that again? Oh, that's Matt. Oh yeah. Let's go. Another night. Holy shit. And it's a cool night with like these awesome cannons. I'm a big Studio Ghibli fan, so these cannons are always like so cool. Promised you the night. Oh yeah. Sweet checkers. Oh yeah. Brother. Holy shit. Is that a freehand down there? It is a freehand. Look at this beauty. Sorry for the background, a few fast photos. Oh yeah, sure, no worries. Hey man, you see my like... Are you not seeing my, like, messy bed in the background? If I can do that, so can you. So no worries at all. That's so cool. Such a nice freehand. Like a few years ago, I did like some nice freehands on some miniatures for a commission, and I filmed them as well. Wow, this one as well. And I filmed them as well, but So far they haven't seen the light of day because the commissioner didn't pay. And then I was like, okay, then I'm not saying that it was I who did that. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll be rich and famous and good looking. And then he can't prove that I did that for him, that I painted them. Don't I feel like a beginner now? Yeah, right? Stuff like this really makes you think. That's awesome, dude. A very, like, typical good guy knight. In the way that, like, the color scheme is, like, very good. You know? The blue and red and white. Very nice. Great base, by the way, as well. Wow. And, like, a little bit of weathering spotted. Ooh, the kill count. Hell yeah. Engine kills. Five pieces. Hell yeah. Awesome. Great job. Oh, reconnection successful. Oh! Are you guys still there? Woo! OBS shat the bed right now. Right there. What happened? We're back. Oh yeah, OBS just lost connection for a second. Woo! That didn't happen in a long time. Still nobody, right? Where are you? Where are you? Can't find you. That's so weird. Strips, Saturn minis. Nick, nice guy. Let's go. Alice. Whoa. Damn. Well. We're back almost through a shoe at my router. No, don't do that. But yeah, I don't... Like, I'm pretty sure I should have you here. No, that's somebody else, I think. Or is that you? No, I don't think so. That's something different. That's from a gaming table. I'll send you a couple more pics. Hell yeah. Is that you? Am I having the right pics right now? That's mine? Okay, bingo. Okay, then... Weird. I see a different username for you. Huh. Yeah, never mind then. Alright. But yeah, I didn't get the pictures until now, so... Guess, you know, I had to wait that long anyways. Anyway. Let's go. Is that an Elder Titan? I haven't seen one of those in a while. A game of Minotaurs against Elder. Oh yeah, right, the Dark Bronze. The Brick of Doom right there. My gosh. Second round of combat, nice drop pod deployment behind enemy lines. Ooh. So that's how it looked. Wow, bruh. Is that a Kratos, or what's it called? Kratos running Fellblade, alright. Shot away in my first turn? Yeah, I thought so. These things are like bullet sponges, my gosh. And then we've got one Titan. One Elder Knight. Second Elder Knight. And a bunch of walkers. Not a single regular infantry unit on the Elder side right now. What the hell? I guess low accurate Elder. Also, nice gaming table, by the way. Original Forge World? Wow. Apocalypse game? Oh, right, okay. Get it. Hell yeah, that's a gaming basement if I've ever seen one. That's a basement. Ooh! All the rule books spotted. Hell yeah. That's a sweet ass gaming table. Let's go. With the raised rim so the dice can't fall off. Pretty nice. Ooh, the bike squad? Nice. But the picture I meant was of the Gorknot. Dude, you don't want to see my own collection? Oh yeah? Maybe I should do like some community event where everybody shows me their collection and I'll have a look at it. Like Schlatt does with his viewers, like, you know, bedrooms. I'm just doing it with your collections and I will judge you for it. But yeah, no, the Gorknot I didn't receive the pictures for. You're in? Yeah? I'm up for it? Maybe I'll think about that. I'll think about that. I think it also needs to be like the right time for that, right? So maybe that's something for maybe next year or something. I don't know. And now that the paint is dry, by the way, back to the painting at hand, we see that it has dried very, like, nicely, very organically. Maybe a little bit too subtle, actually. No, that's fine. Okay. But now, we need to take care of all of the, like, chipped paint. And the way that we're gonna do that is the other way around, basically. What I mean by that is that we will take some metal and just lightly paint some of the areas where the, you know, that receive, you know, some battering during wartime or, you know, some use basically. Send you again for the next drying pause? Alright. But yeah, my Instagram is a little bit weird. So I'm not that experienced with chipping. So I don't really know what I'm doing. But I think it's also like a lot of like trust in the process. And it's one of those things that you don't necessarily want to be able to see right away, right? So I think a subtle chipping is the best chipping. And of course it has to fit the vibe of the vehicle from the game, right? Which actually like shines quite a lot. Oops. Go. So this is basically like a foldable, like a fold away. Like the way that this engine bay opens up is like you have these hinges here, and then you can fold them outward, right? Even though it's not that like in focus right now. So where would possibly be another spot? Like definitely the lights. The thing is, the way that the foxhole color scheme works is like you're not really supposed to see too much of the blue. You're actually supposed to see like more of the metallic shine. So that's that basically. I think that's something that a lot of foxhole like hobbyists, when they bring their vehicles to the gaming table, overlook. What I'm thinking. Of course, there is a little bit more to it than what we're doing right now. And I hope I'll be able to do that last step right now, like very soon as well. But yeah. So far, so good. Every time my girlfriend is sick, she does like stuff that I tell her not to do. Because the only thing it does is just like prolong the time that she's sick, basically. And now I'm doing pretty much the same. So I hope she doesn't really see how long this stream was. So she can't be mad. There we go. Of course, there should be like some more decals on here as well. Painted numbers, unit stuff. Not necessarily maybe a kill count, but some love. The devil's in the detail, right? Maybe I'll do this rim as well. A kill counter? Yeah? Or a troop carrier though? And there we go. And the hinges here. Or like not the hinges, but like this edge right there. We're edging. That's what that means, right? There we go. Nice. Definitely is coming together rather nicely. Again, I don't know why I don't weather more often. You mean edge highlighting? Yeah, edging, right? For short. There we go. Because here, like the rim of the... Like even though it's not as pronounced, the rim of the door. Like very lightly the rim of these details as well. I hope you guys can even see that I haven't checked. Oh yeah, you can! Wow, it looks really good. Nice. Nah, mate, etching is definitely something else. Alright. I'll Google that later then. The Taurox looks banger, not gonna lie. Hell yeah, thank you. I literally did nothing to achieve this, so you know, there's something to take home with you. My friend just peeked in my room to see what I was watching. I was disappointed. He heard the music. Oh right, really? Hi. You know, people come for the music and they stay for the great miniature painting and chill atmosphere. That just shows that I have great taste in music, which I definitely will take home with me as a compliment. Better not? No, I shouldn't Google that? Alright, if you say so. I'm keeping PG-13. He needs to get out of the place. All right, okay. Hang on, I'll turn it down then again. Totally chill stream. Now you're probably gonna hit the hub googling that. All right then. The hub. The Hubble telescope website. Okay, I'm stopping now. Couldn't think of anything witty there. You know, another way to achieve these highlights is like with a regular lead pencil. You know, just go along these edges with a regular pencil, and the graphite will wear off. Though in my own experience, that's like too subtle. Like that's too. Now made the Pornhub, yeah, okay. But damn, even though you censored it, you got censored. That's crazy. There we go. Yeah. I'm actually astounded how good this Taurox looks. Without me doing literally anything. Pretty much. Like, these are all very simple steps. Hey! Not so fast here, buddy. Added the asterisk with purchase 13 here. Yeah, as well. That's what I said. Like, I think it's crazy that you still got censored. There's greatness in simplicity. It's the reason masters keep pressing to get the basics down. Oh yeah, definitely. You know, as Bruce Lee said, I don't fear the artist who's mastered 1,000, like who's done 1,000 brush strokes once. I fear the artist who has done one brush stroke 1,000 times. And here's the thing also, like, if this is the result of like, I don't know, 40 minutes or something, I can't bring myself to get like the insanely small, detailed chipping and dirtying of like 30 hours. Only it looks like slightly better. Not slightly, you know, the difference is still there. Not to talk down on that. But, you know. The result is too similar for me to spend that much more time. Like water? Yeah. Like naan oil. There we go. It's like a mixture of edge highlighting and dry brushing. So easy. It's like... yeah, okay. I already read that. It's good to finally be productive again. Like, Sunday was very lazy because I was already sick. And yesterday I had to cough so much. I couldn't do... oh no, and I had like I was sneezing the whole time. And you know, typical illness symptoms. Made it hard to, you know, look down, keep my head down, to work. So nasty. That I can finally do something again. Like, it already started like Thursday. So the reason I got sick, more or less, is because my girlfriend got sick before me. Thankfully, we managed to keep it quite down so she could still attend all her lessons because she literally had to. And then I was like, maybe I'm getting that too. Better I wait with like doing sports again, hitting the gym, to like not overexert my body even though it's already sick. I just don't know it yet. And then on Thursday I was like, oh well, maybe I can hit the gym after school. And then during the first lecture, I was literally just sitting and listening to like image theory, my class, and my heart was like beating as if I was doing like actual sports. And then I was like, okay, if that's the reaction my body has, if that's that straining on my body just to sit here and listen to something, then maybe I shouldn't do sports. And then, yeah, you know it. Once I got home, over the days, symptoms worsened, and then now we're here. Looking really good now, thank you. It's crazy what a little bit of watered down brown tones and some metal can do to miniature. So, let me hit the edge as well. The good thing is, like, if it's not perfect, it actually makes it look better. That's why I like chipping and like weathering so much. You don't actually have to pay that much attention to get a nice result. There we go. But glad that you guys agree that we are going to move forward. Holy shit, it actually looks really good. Holy shit, wow. I'm actually impressed myself. I didn't think it would work this well. All the time this truck sat on my windowsill, I was like, maybe I need to, I don't know, watch another video on how chipping occurs. Ooh, maybe I need some reference images that I can pull up. And in reality, it's just like this paint. Crazy. I don't even think that I really need the acrylic black that I thought I needed. Write down the recipe quickly so you don't forget to repaint it. Yes. That's also like another reason why I like to do these things on stream, so I can always look back. So yeah. I think I'll write the recipe in the chat description, in the video description. Stream description. Technically speaking, the VOD description. So then I always also know where to find it. Alright, well that's a little bit bad here. I should paint some of my shadow sword now, but I'm exhausted from the gym. Did squats and deadlifts. Wanna send me a picture of that as well? No, I'm sorry. Just joking. Yeah, man. Weakest Warhammer enjoyer goes to the gym before painting. Hell yeah. But yeah, I can definitely see that. I think if anything, if I like wanted to paint something but I felt exhausted, I think a vehicle would definitely be like top on the list. because they are so much easier to paint, usually. Like for the most part. Than singular characters. But of course, no. You know, sometimes it's also just good to just hang out. Take a breath, relax. With the, like, metallic chippings, I also try to look to not go over the brown spots too much. So it looks like the rust or the dirt is actually going over the chipped paint. Makes the thing a little bit more interesting. I think I overdid it a little bit on the door here. I'll send a pic when I have done the last things on it, the bolters and the headlights. No, I was actually talking about you hitting the gym. I want to see you sweaty. Oh, it's okay, I'll stop, sorry. I'm getting a little too comfortable here. The horizontal scratches are top notch. Oh, thank you. Again, I'm really surprised and glad how well this is all coming together. So much better than I thought. And again, with so little effort as well. Like a little bit, few dashes here and there. Silvery paint. And because it's supposed to look like scratches, it can even be applied a little bit scratchily. Persia 13, Jan. Yeah, sorry. I don't know what's up with me today. There we go. So, later this week, probably, there will be another stream. Probably a little bit later in the evening, likely with me and Heinrich. And we will go over the last, like, contenders for Miniature of the Decade. And then, once and for all, say which model we think is supposed to be, like, should be the Miniature of the Decade for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Crazy that we haven't gotten to that so far, but yeah. Thirsty boy? Hey, what can I say? Gotta use that power and balance as an influencer, right? Sorry. Gotta wait till summer, now I'm just trying to maintain the body. Ooh. Yeah. I'm maintaining my body with eating more. Gotta keep that belly. Gotta be ready for the Santa cosplay. Okay. Oops. Round is a shape. Hell yeah. First time I'm hearing that. That's a great way to look at it. Hell yeah. Nice. I'm using the expression hell yeah a little bit too often. My taste. Gotta tone it down a bit. Heck yeah. That's nice. You know? My gosh, every time I think like we're done with the metallic edge highlighting, there's still an entire area that I've completely overlooked. So if you wanted to highlight, like if you weren't doing the weathering right now, the way I'd be doing this highlighting is literally just with, like, probably with dry brush. Just, you know, taking it easy. Oops, 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 oops. The important thing is to know when to stop, otherwise it may look overdone. Yes, but I think in this particular case, because that's what I was thinking before as well, but I think in this particular case, there isn't really such thing as overdone. Of course, there always is like a certain point where you overdo it, but I think in this case we actually can pretty much highlight every single edge more or less, because of the way that the vehicles look in the game. Again, the metallic shine is very important here. Basically, the way that the aesthetic is working is you're noticing the metallic shine, and after that you're noticing like the light blue. I wanted to say, is this an E-vehicle? Where's the exhaust? And then I was like, oh yeah, there it is, on both sides. Makes it look used. Yeah, it is supposed to be very used. Like, foxhole vehicles don't get old. And that's why everybody just uses them without too much care. And that's precisely the aesthetic that the game is going for. Oh, hang on, what's that? Oh, I'm getting a lot of... Where are you from? I'm from Germany. How do the paint strip? Okay, weird, you got censored for some reason. I didn't get your text to where he's from. Huh. But yeah, I'm from Germany. I would do the paint strip on the parts that would be the most touched, like on the bronze statues, so the handles by doors, everywhere you can lean onto. Yeah, so I should like clean them up again. Probably right. I would do the paint. Yeah. Okay. E-vehicle in the first 40th millennium, the gall. Yeah, especially for humanity, right? Or do you want to know where the miniature is from? The vehicle is from Warhammer 40k. From the Astra Militarum. And the beloved, fan favorite, Imperial Guard. There we go. How's it looking? Here we need some more. We got that edge. Do we need... Nah. I didn't do this edge, really? Am I crazy? There we go. These things could probably be like these things could probably look a lot more worn. Not quite sure how to go about that though. And then of course the back door. The back door is always very worn. But like Matt said, the outside of the doors needs scratches and paint chips as well. Oh yeah, from getting in and out of the vehicle? Yes. That's what I'm trying to do right now. That's not rough enough. I promised my girlfriend to not stream for longer than like half an hour, and now we're already like 2 hours in almost. Gotta earn them big bucks. Oh yeah, the whole 3 cents that I will make of this. Hell yeah. I've seen Penguin Zero, good old Charlie, showed his revenue. I haven't watched that video yet, but I've seen the number. Quite a lot, I can assure you. I don't make that much. I haven't done weathering much outside from some dirt from exhaust pipes or cannon barrels. Gotta start somewhere. Oh yeah, sure. I already got 30. I mean, the 30 bucks from Slow 2x2s. Which was very nice. A great community project. And once that's done, I think he should decide if I either send it to him or if I should like do some sort of lottery for the whole community to get that miniature. Use anything special for the rust? Or just thinned down brown paint? Interesting. I don't see your username, but your chats don't reach me. I only see you like in the OBS window, but YouTube doesn't send you through basically. But yeah, I didn't use anything special for the rust. It literally is just a mixture of Mornfang Brown and XV88. You know, watered down. And then for the darker parts, I sometimes dabbed on some like dryad bark mixed with some black acrylic paint. Also, also watered down. I can send you a pic from my Krieg artillery model. Oh, please do. The large artillery model? Oh yeah. My girlfriend got me that one as well. Hee. So definitely gotta get to that as well. Myself. There we go. Yeah. Please send them in, sure. I'd love to have a look. I guess that's the find from my name, YouTube. Contact find. Oh yeah, maybe. That's weird. But that would imply that no streamer ever would get your chats if it wasn't for me, you know, looking in the OBS window right now. That's interesting. Maybe you really gotta look into that. But yeah, you know, now we know. Yeah, I've been debating getting 2 of those from my Talon and use them as stationary earth shakers and 7th. Hell yeah. We can see it in stream too. Yeah, that's what I mean. I see it in the like preview OBS window. Otherwise, I would literally not be able to see it and to answer it. Sometimes people do, like, I think, like, he's as well as, he's not the first one to have that. And I always feel, like, bad when when that's, like, the only way I catch it is basically by accident. Or happenstance, rather. Interesting. Alright, everything is now thoroughly like rusted and metaled up. This guy looks very much like the reference image that we used. Now the only thing that I need to do is the so I clean that up a little bit. Guess that's the worn part. Yeah, that still is. But I guess it's because Google is a small indie company and can't invest that much more money in development. I think it's actually backwards. Like, I know you're joking, but I think it's one of these, like, if it is that, you know, as you said. You didn't answer what you used for the rust, though? No, I did. Watered down brown. So I used watered down, a mixture of XV88 and Mournfang brown for the rust. And like for the darker parts that you see here, sometimes, so some of that is just, you know, the part of the drying, and the other is the dried bark and acrylic black mixture that I've also applied a little bit more watered down. I used nothing fancy for the rust, and like stuff like this is like this streak right here is intentional. This streak right here happened on accident, so nothing fancy. I used like this big brush for most of it, but otherwise this small brush. So really nothing crazy. Thank you for the explanation. Rust looks awesome though. Thank you. Rust is very easy to do. Even like if we were to sprinkle in like some of these very light orangey bits, like the orange specks of like fresh rust that, you know, for example, happens when you have some water droplets land somewhere. It's just like take a very beaten up brush, dabble it lightly in the orange paint, and then stipple it on. Would take like 5 seconds. It literally takes less than a minute to make a sword look cool and rusty. Some people over-engineer it, but you get a very good effect in under a minute. There we go. And of course, you know, just using your fingers a little bit always helps as well. One of 5 people watching this is criminally underrated. Only 5 people watching this is criminally underrated. Oh, thank you. Always glad to hear that. Yeah. It's not a big community, but it's a very good community. I'm very happy. And you know, I'll keep streaming, I'll keep uploading, and with time, I think maybe more will happen. That'd be cool. So, by the way, what project are you working on right now? Usually, everyone in here is working on some sort of miniature project at the moment. Only very few people like Leo the Third right now in chat have stumbled upon the hobby recently. So, what's your project? What brought you here? Finally found the problem with why some pics don't reach you on Insta. If I make photos within Insta and send them, they don't. Alright. If I send you pics from memory, it works fine. Weird. If anything, I would have expected the other way around. But yeah, okay, sure. Right, you sent me the Gorkanaut. Hang on, I'll have a look at that in a second. This one took a lot longer than I anticipated. Old Adeptus Mechanicus Combat Patrol. Doing the Dune Crawler base. Oh, hell yeah. The Dune Crawler is so cool. At least the concept of it. I really like what the Grimhammer Studios have done with it. Like the walkers that they put out for AdMech. But they're great. Send 2 pics now? Alright, send you some more pics as well. Well paid off, man. The Taurox looks super dope. Yeah, it does. I'm very happy. Oh yeah. So for this exhaust, I think... Oh, hang on. 130mm base is a lot of space for scenery. Oh yeah. If you want, you can... if you want to show your progress and what you're doing right now, be it of a new project or just a miniature that you're proud of, be sure to check out my email address in the About section or my Instagram account, both of which I try to have a look at on stream. If you want to share your photos to have us all look over them live on stream, be sure to do that. Feel free to do that. Alright. But yeah. There's a little more weathering that I want to do. But all in all, this is almost it. Now it just needs some orky bits. Oh yeah, the Taurox you mean? The only orky bits that this beast is gonna get is like a hand stuck in the grill from this beast running over some filthy Xeno orcs. I suggest a coat of matte varnish when you're done. Yeah, nice. Okay. Not quite sure. I think it's okay if it shines, as it does right now. I think again for the weight, but like for the stuff that I'm going for, it actually needs to look like that a little bit. Needs to be a lot of bling. Dude, if you keep it up, I'm gonna have to send my orcs at your guard. I found the best matte varnish, but it's so expensive. Tamiya TS80. Really? I'm using, like, for my varnish, I think I'm using a regular spray varnish from the hardware store. Though it dries rather splotchily. Which is also why I have told, like, customers in the past, I was like, hey man, I know it is customary to spray, like, paint jobs like these with the varnish, but I'm not that good with it, and the outcome is always a little bit bad. So, just in advance, these miniatures are not varnished. Dude, Montana Gold varnish. Matte varnish for $4.50. Ooh. Okay, I think we're actually done with the with this stuff for the most part. Which means before we do the last steps of the weathering, oh, it looks rather alright. Doesn't look like mind-blowingly realistic, but I think the game aesthetic has been very well captured. Hence the Kitsune sent some pictures. Any chance your stream is running as kid-friendly content? No, it shouldn't be. I'm very sure. Because otherwise I would usually... Oh wow, okay, now I've got a lot of pics here, holy shit. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I disabled that. Though today I was a little bit lazy and took over some settings from a previous stream that I did. Maybe I had that enabled back then by accident. I'll run that back later and have a look. Alright. Whoop! No, hey. Alright. Try that again. A big Gorkanaut. Metally Gorkanaut, hell yeah. Hang on, why is it so blue? Why are you blue? There we go. Good stuff, looks like Millennium will use. Oh yeah. And this guy looks fresh as hell. What? Man, this guy needs some more rest. I think my face cam is a little bit weird, by the way. I had some problems with it today, so... Huh. Maybe I need to completely reset it then. Damn. Yes, there are orcs in the pic. There are orcs in the pic? Oh yeah! Huh. 3D print? Oh, is it? I'm not that familiar with, like, orcs. I don't know. OG plastic, yeah, that's what I would have thought. Damn the flamers and, like, the mega bolt over there. Yeah. Pretty cool. I didn't know, like, can you open this in the front? I only get the original stuff. I try to do too, yeah. Only if it's, like, a very good knockoff then I'll... And, like, for cheap, of course. But can you open this in the front? Yep. Ooh. So cool. So many weapons, my god. So this what your I glued shut is it only gets damaged anyway? Ah, I see. The orc riding the plane. This is a Larry's Kid Bash. Man, orc stuff is so cool. That's 2 gobos. Alright, I see. Very old miniatures, no? Box of Dakar jets and bombers, I see. That's a lot of stuff you have. Like almost armies on parade here. Oh. That's a lot of stuff. I think I won't go over all of that right now. I think I'd rather like save that up for when we like have a look at our of the community collections. But yeah, that's okay. Good that we finally know why the pictures haven't gone through. All right. Got 2 riggers from the Forge World Super Cannon. With all the details. Inside door of my Land Rider Crusader, I might glue the front also later. Oh, right, I see, okay. I think it's nice when you can open stuff. I think, like, I'm fairly certain that you can open, like, stuff like the hatch and maybe even the back door as well here. Not 100% sure. But yeah, and I think, like, this guy, I think I would get like another Taurox like these and do like an Adeptus Arbites kill team diorama. Like that would be definitely a plan for the future, but probably after my diploma. I sent my diploma. I sent my Dreadnought Plasma OSL via email. My best work yet. Alright. I'll be the judge of that. Done. Be right back with you. I made a pick for my prized treasure, the full Imperial Armor book collection. Oh yeah, I saw that. That's like, what, 1,000 euros? Okay, starting with Panzer Kitsune. My voice is also starting to give out now. So not sure for how much longer we can keep this up. Hang on. Can I get this bad boy? Ooh, okay. Just saw the Dreadnought, alright. Here we have the Krieg Artillery. Set my best, not good. Amen. Just, you know. It looks good. Like, from what I saw, that already looks good, but I, of course, have a closer look. Took me 7 years to collect them at reasonable prices. Right. Better rest up, man. There's a day tomorrow also. Yeah, but tomorrow is actually my day off. Like, my day off, like, from my timetable. So, yeah. Which means I can work in peace. Yeah, that looks so good. Sweet gun emplacement? Oh, it for sure is. Is it exchangeable? So can you like change the stuff here? Or have you just committed to the big boy? There's a backside pick also. Oh yeah. Day off translates to streaming time. Oh, I wish. It used to. It used to. So the way that I used to handle Wednesdays where like in the morning I streamed Project Zomboid with a bunch of my friends for our gaming channel, basically, that I, Heinrich and the boys had. And then in the evening I would stream Warhammer. the thing is, now that my diploma is rolling around, I actually like need this time for other stuff. And I haven't a little bit fallen out of love with our second channel because I was the only one working on it. And I was like, damn, that's like, was so frustrating. But yeah, this looks great. Love the effect on the, like, definitely spotted that. I can change a big gun, but I never painted the others fully. Alright, understandable. Sweet paint job as well, by the way. Love the stonework that you did. What is that? Cork? Something? Or like styrofoam of some sort? Looks good. Looks good. Very nice. Sweet gun placements. I definitely need to... Yeah, killer screen effect, right? I definitely need to get to mine as well. It's quark with Astra granite. Oh, right, okay. I was proud of the display with these. Yeah. Does it exchange the gun? What the frick do you need to exchange it for if you have the Earth Shaker? Yeah, I think the other ones are dope too. I think the rocket or like the grenade launcher looks like, you know, meh. No, actually it works meh, but it looks cool. So, I don't know. And now to the OSL effect on the Dreadnought. The X means it's like the... like this one company of the... like the death company of the Blood Angels, right? Add a thicker layer down? Alright. Nobody says sweet? Oh, hell yeah. Again, I'm with the hell yeah, I really need to stop. Is that airbrushed on, or is that dry brushed? Either way, it looks really good because I can't tell what is like the actual reflection from the light and what's the paint effect. So that means you did a pretty good job. It just means I had an X part for printing. Okay. It's airbrush, right. Very smooth airbrush then. I have my, like, I have an airbrush of my own for years now. Haven't used it yet. Yeah. Like, sweet OSL effect, definitely. Sweet Dreadnought. Salamanders, or what Space Marine chapter are you going with? The effect definitely looks good. Thanks for sending this stuff in, guys. Always having a blast looking at your stuff. So have I... So you stippled the blue pen a few coats to get the texture? Right, okay. Are relictors? Screams for community streams? Yeah, what I wanted to do, like originally one of my big game plans was like a community eBay night. Like maybe each month or each quarter. Where we just chop through eBay, look at the madness on there, and if there's like a miniature that's like especially crazy, for example, then, you know, I would, you know, if it's reasonably priced, get that and paint it in a video later on the stream. Later down the month. But yeah. Master Chief colors. No discrete chapter. I like jump packs and Dark Angels iconography. That's cool. Yeah, just keep it simple. Why not? Keep it casual. I mean, not casual. Yeah. Keep it however you like it. I may even buy the Creek Battle Box. The Creek Battle Box is awesome. If I had like better discipline with myself to paint, I'd get that one too. So let the community choose the eBay rescue for a video? Yes, exactly. So, depending on how good the video with the Industra, the Celestial Spear will go, I will hopefully do more of that, because I think that's cool. That's something that I would want to watch if I was, you know, following a YouTube painting channel. I guess we'll see. For now, I'm gonna take some black acrylic paint. And then I will basically overbrush it over the exhausts just to get some soot going. Think about adding BT characters as well. Style over substance, I guess. Oh yeah, sure. Style all good. Like, I think in general style should always go over substance. I'm just personally more of a guy who likes to have all of his stuff like lore accurate, quote unquote. But yeah. You know, all just personal styles. Would work great with a Discord server. For sure. Like, you guys are actually making a difference. I'm more and more leaning towards making a proper Discord channel as well. So basically what I'm doing right now is I try to upload every day. And the content that I upload should still be of a certain, like, good quality, right? I don't want to just upload shit. So, for example, what I did right here, holy shit, what is this? I guess it's alright. Not really. Hang on. That's better, I guess. Yeah. And after I, you know, get this done for like 1 to 2 months, and get like a proper video production going as well, like a proper video schedule, then I'll think more about implementing a Discord server. I think before that, that's a little bit much. Because again, my most valuable resource, unfortunately, is time. Like my most scarce resource. Then of course with the grill up here, which I guess is like the... also some sort of exhaust? But sure. Then we have here, of course, the air ventilation. Nah, man, don't let anybody pressure you. Everything in good time. Oh, no, sure. But the thing is, I pressure myself because this is like my last year in university, more or less. That means there is probably for a long time not going to come a better like time than this. So yeah, that's why I pressure myself, you know. I agree. That's sweet of you guys. That's kind of you. What else? Maybe we can do some like a rust streaks. I'm not quite sure. Hang on. So this is basically what the Taurox looks now. Quite decent. But looking at the reference images, I think, you know, it is very good. Oh shit, hang on. Oh, my girlfriend is actually here in 50 minutes. I've seen a few artists burn themselves out because they push themselves to stream all the time. No, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure I could do that. If I was a little bit more disciplined, I could probably do that. But, I'm not. I need to get basically my house in order. Because I do have a lot of stuff. Like, I've filmed and created a lot of stuff, but I haven't made the videos about that yet. Because when I'm done with the project, I'm like, okay, it only needs editing, right? And then I go already next to the next painting project. For example, the Rotmeier Creed, right? These guys. They are basically finished. Basically. But I am already moving on to the Vespid because they're going to be my Halloween project. So yeah, you know. It's just I need to get this all together. The scared eyes of somebody needing to clean up before the woman comes home. Shit, I didn't do the washing. No, I did do the washing, but I didn't put the clothes back in the shelf. In the wardrobe. Emphasis on war. No, I think that my girlfriend is, you know, again, remember when I said that I told my girlfriend that I wouldn't stream for longer than 30 minutes? How long have we been streaming? 2 hours and 15 minutes. Guys, this is what we did today. I'm very happy with the result. I think anything that I will do, like to this bad boy, I will do probably just off camera, because all of the details that will happen now are too small really to justify like an entire stream. And as Panzer Kitsune says, maybe it's time to pack up and prep for the evening. Great work, man. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you probably this week with another stream. Maybe even on Sunday? No. At the latest on Sunday, but I don't know. Probably it's still during the work week. Anyways. Good night. Have fun with your projects. And I'll see you soon. Bye bye.